Hello everybody! Welcome back, welcome back. I know I said I wasn't necessarily prepared to do this yet, but after the last stream when we got to Happily Ever After, really afterwards I could not stop thinking about it. And I decided, well, it's all fresh and everything. Even if I haven't seen everything that the game has to offer, I still want to do this because I really could not stop thinking about Happily Ever After. It's such a rich piece of work. Yes, hi Erlang God. Erlang God sent me a but yes, hello everybody. Hi Nagitona, hi Kikyo, hi Erlang God. Sent me a Reddit thread which had, I think it had a version of this image. This exact one is by Daihime-sama on Twitter, and I loved it so much. I like this original meme anyway. I relate, but the little shot of me at the bottom I think really ties it all together. I forget what's the original from? What was the original thing Ogre was reading? Yeah, Ulysses. Yes, exactly. I feel it a lot because in my first semester of undergrad, I had a classmate who was extremely disappointed in me when I said I found reading Ulysses very challenging. He lost all respect for me that day. And it didn't feel great. It didn't feel great, and that really solidified me being open when I don't understand things, and it's okay to not understand things. The important thing is to like work through it and try, and it's alright. And I think about it with art as well. I like to say when people say they don't understand art, it's okay to like not automatically get things without being taught them. With art, I want to say it's like trying to read a book without knowing the alphabet. I don't expect people to be able to analyze like materials or the context or anything without knowing. It's a bit rude. Hi Butter is my sinning. Yeah, it was a bit much. But he was telling me how much he loved Ulysses, and yeah, no, I just want to be open. Like, I mean, I talk about academic stuff here, but I always want to be, if I ever say something that's like, I'm happy to explain it. I don't automatically get things. I have to spend a lot of time like reading other scholarship. I don't automatically. And I'm academic because I like doing that stuff, not because I'm like automatically good at it or anything. That's what I want to say. But yeah, so as I was saying, Happily Ever After, I just loved it so much. Yeah, so I wanted something to start with, so I thought let's do these sort of tier lists. I also got the old polls, so we can look at the results from that. I have the old ones and the new ones. I grabbed a whole bunch. I didn't super prepare for this, and like my one other like tier list stream, I wrote things out in advance, so we're gonna kind of do this live. There's a few things I wanted to do. I do have a BGM, which I'll get in a second, but one thing I thought I wanted to try was I've referenced Through Patches of Violet a few times. Through Patches of Violet, not Through the Patches of Violet. I always get that one confused. And I thought we might listen to it together, because I was thinking about it more, and I think there's some lyrics that really fit Slay the Princess. So showing it to a friend, and like, oh yeah. And I think it's okay to just watch this, because there's people that do like music reaction videos and stuff. Damn. No. This is it. I'm on a private tab. Of course I've liked it. Of course I've liked it. I'm not signed in here. This is why the recommendations are purely more Millie stuff. So I think it's okay to watch it, because I know that there's people that just do like music reaction videos and they watch Millie's stuff all the time, so I think this is okay. But either way, chat, be transformative. Be transformative for me. But I'll talk over this a little bit. No worries. I'll talk over this a little bit anyway. The other thing, this is from the game Limbus Company, if you're not aware. The thing I stream a lot, but this song sort of comes at the climax of one of the chapters. So if you're going to play that game, I guess this would be a spoiler. I guess thematically for the chapter, I mean, people, because these are such important moments, it's probably best to go into that blind. But I don't think the like lyrics themselves are exceptionally spoilery. It's more just like thematic about what the chapter is about. But I wanted to point out, because I had some strong imagery in my head about, I'm not going to play it super loud, about some of this, but I just wanted, let's do this. Looks okay. I think this first gate would be the cabin. Actually. That's obviously at the ending of the game with the shifting mound. Just wish I had a good image for what that line would mean in a game without any purple. Like, obviously, right there. I imagine in like a music video, this section would be all the different versions of them both slaying each other. Oh, blood can be purplish, that's good. I've just had that on repeat because I was just thinking I have a lot of imagery in my head how that could work for some sort of Slay the Princess MV. I've never like done. I can't do that now, but I wondered if it'd inspire anybody else. I was like, you could actually do quite a lot just with assets from the game. And there is that one trailer that they did, the Long Quiet and the Princess dancing, which I really liked. They obviously, and then Round and Round We Go actually pops up in the game, so I love that. It does fit Slay the Princess well. I love it. And for the record, I think Hero's overtaken Compass slightly. I could tell you're an AMV kid. I wasn't actually. I wasn't. I know very little. I mean, I've seen a few classic ones. There's a very famous Princess Tutu one. It's actually more something I appreciated later, but like really nice video editing, together music. Oh, so I wanted to show that off for like the non-Millie fans, the non-Limbus Company players. I've been thinking about it a lot. Oh, good. So yeah, I don't have notes for any of these. When I searched Slay the Princess on Tier Maker, actually the first results weren't even Slay the Princess. It was like Coachella and Has Been Hotel. But also I want to hear other people's thoughts. And again, I have mixed feelings about tier lists. They're difficult for me. I mean, I do kind of like tier list streams, but they're difficult for me because it's such a, unless you're like categorizing things, it tends to be such a binary way of ranking things, and I just don't really like think in that sort of fashion. I like things for different reasons. I think like it's hard to like, if characters have like, oh actually I'm gonna put some music in the background, I forgot. If characters have different functions, I find it difficult to put them against each other. Okay, it's gonna be a bit quiet, but aren't overpowering me. Let me know if you want it louder than that. Tier lists are inherently overly arbitrary. It's part of the fun, force you to make a decision. That's true. I tend to make people mad. It's so, I don't like, I guess it's better than just like straight up ranking things. And I don't even have an answer here, favorite voices, but here we go. What? What? Who? What are these? Who's a department store? Why are we... Why are we like corporate clip art? Hold on. We can... Okay, that's broken. That's cold. Hero. Who's that? Hold on. Okay, we can... Let's do this. Not in order, but we can figure this out. I think, unless this is like narrator at the end. Hero. Okay, that's gotta be Smitten. Wait, then who's the broken heart? Who? Okay, paranoid. Oh, cheated. Oh, I mean, yeah. Hi, okay, son, welcome, welcome, welcome. We're solving a puzzle right now. Add a few rows. Any more? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 4, 5, 6, 7. This is... I told you I didn't prepare. No, okay, that's gotta be contrarian. Fused? Oh, no, I have the old and the new polls, Nagitona, don't worry. Who's confused? Cooperative? Cross arms and oh, stubborn, that makes sense. Handshake is opportunist, okay, that. Oh, hunted, probably. I don't know why. Because it's target. I don't know why it's the target logo. I mean, I know it's the target logo, but... Oh... Wait, is that... Oh, it's a script. It's... I don't like narrator. I don't know, the narrator... I mean, I guess narrator is credited as, like, the voices in your head, but I don't like putting narrator in the same sort of group. I guess this has to be skeptic. I mean, I don't really know how you'd represent skeptic anyway. Okay, we've solved it. We've done the tier list. Thanks, everybody. We've cleared all of our powers combined. Okay. I opened up a whole bunch of these. Total images, last modified. Everyone gets one tier. Let's see. Wait, who's that? Who's the flinching? Wait, I have to move. Did I miss somebody somewhere? Secret route? Flinching? What does the voice of the flinching even sound like? Dude, oh, different demo versions of the stranger? And this is the princess on the title screen, so I don't know what... Who's the knife? Is this also a different character? Is the knife a different character? Am I putting the knives against each other? Oh, my beloved is a good tier. Okay, what else have we got? Oh, this is better. Okay, we can work with this. Oh, okay, I like this one. I like this one. Maybe I'll do that one for roots. What's this other one? Okay, and these are just the chibis. Okay. development, the game was going to be more straightforward horror, so The Stranger started out as pretty standard body horror. What an interesting choice. I think I was saying it on the other stream as well. I'm kind of glad they went in the direction that they ended up in. I don't even recognize some of these though. Who's Just the Heart, or are those both from the Razor? Okay. I wish we could see everybody like this. Okay, I think the voices. Let's start something like this. Actually, I don't really like, I know, as we said, I put like narrator in an adjacent area. Narrator's surprisingly maybe my favorite character, but again, it's one of the problems when certain characters get way more content than the others. But Happily Ever After really just solidified it. Happily Ever really just solidified just having the end of... because it kind of gave him an actual arc. Going Happily Ever After to the ending and just sort of realizing how tragic the sort of loops, it's not necessarily loop, but situation, the inability, the echo, the inability for this little fragment to change ever is just such a tragic capstone. And like the narrator's great because, I mean, honestly, something I like is he's really funny, really distinct personality. Varies a lot interestingly throughout the routes. It's very interesting to see what pushes his buttons. I think there's just something about the way he plays off everybody extremely well. He's funny. I mean, honestly, that like comes down to it. Like, I think my favorite sort of the dry humor responds well. Like, I want to have like a deeper thing, but the narrator kind of just sits in like the... I think it's valid for a tier list to have just a tier that's like, I just think he's neat. Sardonic rather? Yeah. It's better. And I said once, I think in like my first playthroughs, I said something I was a little less compelled by like the overarching story than the like individual like chapters. And it's another thing where the more I thought about it, the more how much I appreciated like the very simple story of wanting to get rid of death. Last week, I was actually at a, before I did that other stream, I was at a funeral beforehand. I was thinking about it a lot because I mentioned that grief is probably one of the worst feelings I've ever felt. I think ultimately everybody is just gonna have their own feelings about it, how they deal with it. But it's just such a, for me, it's just such an overwhelming feeling, and now that I've had to go through it, am I okay? Yes, I am, don't worry. Just wanted to bring it up here, because people deal with it in different ways, and it's given me, like, a fear of grief. I grieve before I grieve. It's okay if you're not, don't worry, I'm fine. It's given me a fear, and that sort of, it's in a way, relate is not the right word here. I don't relate to the narrator, but I came back to that sort of theme of wanting to get rid of death even to go to these lengths, even not even like really understanding what the consequences that is, just the and how that the end of the world all plays into that. Because of course for the individual, losing someone could be the end of their world. And death will eventually end the world. So it's such a simple but important motivation I could see could drive somebody to go all the way to those extremes, willing to shatter themselves in millions of infinite pieces and even rip gods apart. And I don't even think we really need all that explained, but as a motivation it's just so compelling. And I was thinking about the wild, and I think that's the route where he gets the most upset. And then you go back to Happily Ever After, where it comes back and he sees I mean, there's so much you can take from Happily Ever After. It's about it's about relationships, it's about the game, it's about the construct, it's about what life is without change. And he has those lines where he's like, and I think it's in some other routes as well, where he's like, I'm done fighting. Yeah, it just all comes... I'm sure there's somebody who's done like some really deep, nuanced analyses. And in some ways it's hard to like fully grasp who he is, but what... 'cause again, we're just seeing this sort of art about changing UK rules and adding new extra deck mechanics. I mean, I enjoyed that too. So I'm sure I can come back and talk more about the narrator, but it is a very significant part, just how funny he is. There's like, and the way he's utilized in game. I like those ones where what's it called? Quantum Beak is what I don't think I got that pun at first, but Quantum Beak, the ones where he's like popping up really quickly. I'm just trying to think of like extra. Hi, Smoky Meadows. Oh, this occasion recommend playthrough by your Brady, who goes through as a license there. Oh, interesting. I love those kinds of things where people bring their expertise in it. I've seen some bits and pieces of like lawyers play through Phoenix Wright, which I love. I'm getting angry at it. No, that's a good. Thank you for that. I will. I'm just like trying to think of like best narrator moments. There's so much. That's why it's hard for me to like draw upon everything. There's so much. But he just has a good dynamic with all the voices. Hero again. I mean, nice sip of tea. Irradius is definitely a really good one because of the way he's both encyclopedically analyzing it and the way he's just completely missing the forest with the cheese. Okay, maybe I'll say this now. About the other content, I was getting it set up for my sister to play, which ended up being a little bit frustrating because I went onto her account and opened the game to check on everything, and it immediately unlocked 70 plus achievements. And it was, even on her account, it was syncing like my Steam files to her. I had to turn off like Steam Cloud and everything. I had to learn how to... I didn't know you could do this. I learned how to like get rid of achievements on a Steam account with the Steam console. So I had to wipe a whole bunch of saves. I did back them up. I didn't want to fight with that anymore, so I was watching some more variations on YouTube. I really like some of the other variations of Apotheosis. But my sister is playing it, and like, not 5 princesses, but five chapters in. I think Hero comments on the room changing, and this is like we've been playing for several hours. And she goes, wait, has it been changing? It's always looked like this, right? The Steam console. like a terminal. Oh, some games can take away achievement. That's cool. That'd be really cool. Steam Deck. I know cooling Steam console would probably be confusing. Yeah, my sister not noticing that the cabin had changed was pretty good. With Hero, it's another one where it's like, can I really... Don't be mean to your sister. I say this with love. Hero's another one where I'm like, I have to... It has more content. It has more... It's weird to call it development when it's not exactly linear. But how can I not put him higher with the amount he gets done? Hero! I mean, I always liked Hero. Hero does definitely have some of the best one-liners in the game. And how do I describe Hero? Thinking in a way... I was also thinking about more as watching my sister play. He's sort of like... I love this way that he's sort of going for like the reasonable option, the like, let's hear her out, and then can completely make the wrong call. That's our stuff we'll probably stick with you for, absolutely. Coming in clutch. In the endings, where he just shows up, is such a like... Yeah, kind of thing. And then coming back to it, I really love that he encourages you to take the knife. That's like the wrong option. It all sort of comes back. So he does get sort of plays off everyone well. If Hero isn't King Kitsuragi, oh, he has an orange. It's an orange. Maybe not like personal. Kim Kitsuragi is very high. But maybe, I mean, it's more like Volition and Kim, I think. Oh, is it the wrong option, the right option for that first time? Oh, that's a really good point. I didn't feel ready to make a proper decision. Absolutely, it was the right thing then. Absolutely the right thing then to even be pushed into that. I think Hero's just like such an interesting present and voice for the role that he plays. The one that's always with you. Just trying to like compromise. There are right and wrong options. There are no wrong answers. But there's ones I want to take in the meantime. Again, I'm sure there's like a deeper analysis on Hero, what he means. And I like his face there, this the worried face. It's not like what you'd expect from the hero. But also, I think when the damsel is like sort of flirting and smitten, and even Hero's sort of going along with it. And then against the Fury, where he's the first one to sort of give up. It's like him stubborn, and then Broken manages to hang on. Just that sort of worried face is so good. And then we'll call this like smiley face. Just say this is not particularly in order. They're both really high. Maybe Paranoid goes up. Said it many times that Paranoid gives us like favorite scene in the game, which just got better. So lungs, heart, liver, nerves, adore it, absolutely adore it, adore everything about it, and then watch it come like sort of continue with the sort of release the nightmare sort of route. Love it, love it, love it. Just such a well executed piece of everything. I'll have to talk about it. I can tell you definitely saw the apotheosis in Paranoid. Yeah, so that's another one. That's another incredible one of the voices that definitely like expresses the most power. You know, he's not really aware of it, but yes, in Apotheosis, he makes like a mega ultra super cool blade. The power of belief. Not the most useful with the cage, because he does sort of force you into taking the blade there, but does through the power of belief. It's interesting calling him the Paranoid, because you're paranoid of things happening and then sort of turning that around and making that into something real, like giving you the ability to like cut your chains. And another one, good, one of the couple that are allowed to swear and gets used for good moments. I feel like every voice has their roots where they screw you. Absolutely. I can't really hold that against them. There's roots where they shine, then there's roots where they don't. That's okay. We contain multitudes. Smitten was like Smitten I like just because it's funny and like the voice acting is it's just really good, and it's so different from like any of the other voices you've heard. So Smitten started out as like, I just think he's neat kind of tier. It just made me very happy whenever he showed up. Just because the dynamic added in the Razor when we summoned him was still again one of the biggest like fist pump moments. It's like I did it. I was hoping for it, but I didn't actually think it would happen. Then it did. And then we really got like Spin's actual development much later on. I mean, one, it was just hilarious when he forces you, but just the writing there is just really lovely. And then finally all around to Happily Ever After. The sort of dark side of Smitten. And I don't know, yes, dark side. I'd say they'd all have dark side, we just have it come out physically with Smitten there. I'd love to, I think Airline God, you mentioned like people have written analyses on him. I'd like to, that's something I haven't done. And then opinions sort of changed on him between Pristine Cut and the original. But I do like it when the voices do something unexpected, the ones where they sort of like break free in a way. I mean, Smitten does it most literally there. Literally getting out of the body. But when they can sort of manipulate the construct in some way, that's always good. I don't know who's gonna, we won't call this C, actually maybe we'll call this like, and this can be clowns. Hi, Mr. Lee. Never seen a tier rank. Thank you. It's more, I'm using it more as like a vehicle for discussion. options. You go here. You go here. You go here, honestly. Actually... Actually, you can go here. Opportunist. This doesn't mean I dislike them for any reason. Opportunist just goes there for what happened in Princess and the Dragon. Betrayal. Willing. I mean, not just, as we said, they can all screw you over. Opportunist will screw you over. Like, screw everybody else over. The others will sort of do it accidentally or intentionally, but Opportunist is willing to, like, check everything else out. But if Princess and the Dragon, like, had not happened, he'd probably be elsewhere. But honestly, such a good moment. I love that, even just that face there. I agree, Mr. Lily. I'm not gonna... It's like I wanted to get rid of nothing. When we do roots, nothing is like below B tier, really. So I'm trying to not give them actual memes. Just so well utilized in Princess and the Dragon, though. But can get a bit much. We might put Hunted. I feel like is the one. I look back on it. We'll talk about these guys. Hunted, I think, is the voice I can have the least to say about. In which case, I feel like I'm missing some dialogue or something, because I just have no strong memories besides, like, when Hunted and Stubborn can, like, work together. And, like, the den and everything. What's the route that the Hunted shines on? Because nothing's, like, popping up. Cheated is actually really fun. Really like Cheated in Razor, trying to take advantage of everything and being willing to, like, skip to the cabin. Great moment. Love trying to, like, let's see how... This one where it's like, let's see how many of us we can stack. It's the way that's talking. Stubborn's another one where I'm like... In a way, I kind of want to... In a way, I kind of want to, like, come back to... Stubborn makes me smile, and the way Min makes me smile. Hunted is in the Beast, shines in the Den. I guess I need to see some of the other endings for that, then. Since we did, like, the... Yeah, I remember helping with the Beast, but I guess there's not sort of, like, the emotional connection I have. I guess I'm missing, like, the funny moments versus, like, the serious. So I'll go back to that. Hunted doesn't even really fit clown tier. Stubborn's just funny. I was like, what's the plan? And oh, Hunted is kind of cute in the wild. Right, okay, I didn't go through the Beast for the wild. I'll have to look at that. Yeah, that's definitely something I'm missing. I remember I said, like, okay, what's the plan, Stubborn? Someone's like, does Stubborn ever have a plan? Another one which is like, I like the moment. I have to think about the writing more than the, like, characterization of the voice itself. the adversary, we're sort of like losing the thread. I really like that. Liked it in the Fury when, despite everything, he doesn't make it to the end. He just fades. Yeah, and Fury, what I call it, Quantum Beak, very good moments. Still a clown. Contrarian, I don't have a good answer. The thing with Hunted is that he's basically just pure survival instinct, so he's pretty one note. That's a good way of describing it. It's like the prey drive given voice. One of those ones where I'm like, maybe there's like missed opportunities there. I don't know what they are, but they're there. I like Contrarian in Apotheosis. One still a clown. Contrarian in Apotheosis just sort of gives me like, what's a king to a god? What's a god to a non-believer kind of thing. And then I guess we would do like maybe like this. I'm kind of surprised when I put them in order like this. Broken is... Actually, let's do Skeptic. Again, Skeptic is when I don't remember as strongly, but the bits I do, like, wink. So they have the Skeptic that, like, is trying to figure out everything with science and kind of manages to approach everything sort of the wrong way that I really enjoy. Like, I really like the play between Skeptic and Paranoid. I think it was in Cage. Another just like sort of, yeah, wait. Cold yeah, Cold and Broken would be this high. Cold, I don't think it's like the most fun voice. But yeah, definitely gets stuff done. I like the sort of vibe Cold gives of like knowing. Oh yeah, Skeptic's funny because he's trying to be empirical in a dream world, exactly. Must be hard to rank them since there are no bad personas, just like there are no bad people, yes. So I'm giving them like funny names. Cold sort of always gives this vibe of like knowing more than he lets on. Which is always interesting. More interesting, I think, when you come back to it. Broken, I can see why Broken's not particularly liked, but there is very something about one in Apotheosis managing to sort of like convince him around. That sort of being the key, and particularly the Fury, where Broken's the only one. Despite everything, he's the one that makes it to the end in Broken, does not give up. And I sort of just like what that says about people. You're not, I mean, you might have been broken, but you're not bad, you're not wrong. And it can be difficult for other people necessarily to like understand you, but you're still strong. Deep down, there's still a strength in that. And in this case, the strength was a sort of empathy. So that same sort of brokenness, to be able to recognize that. I guess, given that I got Tower first, I guess Broken would have been my first other voice then. I can see where people... I can see where people don't like Broken. I can see why he's not the most fun to listen to, but the sort of meaning behind the voice, I think, really touches me. Might even look him up, which surprises me as well. When I think about it, when I come back to like the ending of The Fury, the most empathetic voice, exactly, and I love that. I need to see Broken in the Cage. So I think this is sort of where I sit. This is... in many cases I wish I had more to say, but you're sort of just... In some cases they're not necessarily characters with arcs. You're seeing different perspectives of characters. That makes them hard for me to like talk about them. Somehow. But I just wanted to be able to like go over how I feel. Can I ask chat if you haven't said what are your favorite voices? And then should we do, I guess we'll do chapters afterwards. Should we go back? Which of... Okay, yeah, we'll probably use this one. Opportunist, honestly. Just drinking. Smitten and stubborn. I'm sorry, Kikyo. Yeah, if there's any... Your stream looks like it's going okay. 0 dropped frames. Yeah, no worries, Kikyo. Oh no! Actually, I don't think my internet's... Doesn't say it's being... issues? Okay. Maybe it's YouTube. But yes, no worries about not chatting or everything. I'm sorry if it's giving troubles. So this has like S, A, B, C, D. I don't think anything's like... We do like... Can we change it? Can we do a little more like... Do something more like this. I don't think... Yeah, much better. Nothing's bad. I won't do this in like order because I didn't write notes. We're probably gonna jump around a bit. Oh, I don't know how I can like... even rate like base princess shifting mound. But I'll jump around a bit. Definitely top 2. And then ones I didn't like as much are probably top 1 should definitely be My Beloved, okay. And remember, this is chapters, not princesses, necessarily. I mean, they kind of go together, but... They are different. And at the bottom is probably something like... always start out something like this, just to give me some like scaffolding. The grays, there's again, they're like well executed, but I think there's some of the, all three of these the least interesting to me. I mean, burnt gray and drowned gray both are, there's a point to them. I mean, definitely from me, like, you look at my favorites, I like the meta aspects. And these are some of the like most straightforward of them. They're quite short. I have the needle, yeah, and like I don't like the more horror-oriented ones as much. Like the, even in the, there's like sad horror. Even in the case, I like their designs though. I do like their designs. I mean, I said in the stream that it's both a wedding veil and a funeral veil. And there's my personal thing of like not liking the straight up horror as much. I have the needle. I didn't fully explore, but for, I wonder if I would have rated Eye of the Needle without, because I know like the Fury was one of the expanded Once Upon. One, you're sort of comparing Eye of the Needle and the Fury. And I really like the Adversary as a chapter. It was a good fight scene, but again, I think like the execution just wasn't as interesting, and I don't think like the ideas behind it were as interesting. Have a good night, King. I think coming after like as good as the Adversary was, it was sort of just like an expansion on the Adversary, but less interesting in some respects. And this is more to talk about the quality of, how good the quality of everything else is. Actually, we might need like, we might need something like this. And then let's put, yeah, this is chapters, not princesses, but I've already talked about it many, many times. You know why Nightmare's here. And then Thorn. So my first chapter 3, which was great because it like blew my mind that it took that long for me to get a chapter 3, and suddenly the game was way bigger than it was before. And it was such a good chapter 3 to start with. Again, it's one of those ones where I'm like, straightforward story, but executed really well. I can't help but like come back to it. It's when I want to watch through again. Fun with the Smitten, but there's like the sort of arc you go from like Princess Witch Thorn is just really compelling. The imagery is strong. Oh, hi, Cool Side, welcome. And there's something I like about the like simplicity of it compared to like where some of the other chapter 3s go. It was a very, I wonder if I would have put it elsewhere if I like hadn't seen it first, but it's very strong in my mind what it meant to get it at that time. Let's put, maybe, yeah, as an overall chapter, the different ways Fury can play out are so strong. One, incredible design for the princess. Variations are incredible. Oh, that's the cheated version of Thor. I haven't seen that. I need to see that. story is all, it's like so incredibly well designed. You know, if the words have the worst body horror, yeah. Least favorite cabin, maybe. Favorite princess design. And like the watching how this plays out, I can't wrap my head around it. The conceptualization of the like, you still there, you still you, as you like get divided, and it just, I can't imagine like coming up with that and figuring out the way to write it and figure out the way to illustrate it. Ooh. Nightmare is in SSS just for a couple scenes. Also can't see high. Oh yeah, sorry. I'll put it there. And the different ways, the like, I mean, it's the reason why I put broken so high. Love the way it ends when you can finally both understand each other. Then Quantum Beak is just incredible. It's an interesting, it's like, cause I got that after, the cheetah's attempt at quick respawning, but it's interesting to see it in like a different aspect, and I think it hit harder. There's something more disturbing about the way it was used against the Fury than the Razor. It was sort of, it was both fun, because I liked how the narrator was utilized there. You know exactly what you're talking about. I'm trying. I'm attempting. Fury, Nightmare, Thorn. Oh, this is hard. Peach is really good too. Oh, this is so hard. Because they're all really good. We're leaving, I kind of want to leave out Base Princess and Shifting Mound from here exactly. I can't even tell you if I like Beast or Den more. Again, these are chapters, not princesses. I still like the way I had a lot of fun going through the adversary. I mean, I was just trying to get through it. But it's a fun chapter. I like where it goes. It was one of the most funs to go through, because even though I was trying not to like restart at that point, I still have to like play with the different options a little bit to actually get through it, because there's so much you can do. And like, she's good vibes because she is just such a good princess as well. Cage is interesting. I was wondering where it sits versus like the top tiers, because I do think it's one where I'm like, is one of the best routes, because I did watch the other options, or at least I don't even know if I saw everything, but the one where you don't bring the knife is of course really good, and I like the whole arc. I like what it says, the commentary about like not just the princess and the Long Kite's roles, but also just like the inevitability of like playing a game. But it's illustrated so evocatively with the idea that your head and body are separate. Kids deserves respect for absurd amount of changes to every jump, and hand-drawn! Yes, absolutely. Oh yeah, I didn't know this. Nobody told me there's an art book. I just found that. I have to pre-order that after I stream. think I'll try and leave this as the characters that are in the SSS tier. But I can see, as I said, Cage still probably one of like the best and most interesting routes. I see it doesn't have the same sort of interesting punch, I think, that like Happily, and we'll have to see it. I don't know, but when we get to the poll, we'll see what are the most popular ones. But I can see the sort of like meta aspects. Maybe having more lasting impacts. They certainly did on me. Razor is complicated because I don't like the body horror, but it's funny. Again, you get the let's see how many of us we can stack. It's a really funny route. I like it was sort of like an exploration of the systems, which I really enjoyed. And of course we get the look, one of my favorite moments in the game. I don't know what if it has like exploration systems is, yeah, that's what I'll put it as. I don't know if it has like the long-lasting sort of like emotional impact as some of the other ones, and the body horror at the end was too much. And maybe make a clown tier. Oh yeah, when I was trying to like get rid of my save file, not fully get rid of, but try not to like at least delete them, and I was going into the folders, I saw the clown princess was just in the main game folder. Yeah, let's do that. Clown. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Now we can have SS. It can also be orange. Yeah, let's do that. Razor can have her own. As long as we can keep everybody on screen when the time comes. When you have like a fun mechanic like the voices, and it's just like, let's play with that. I like that. Let's just try and figure this out. Really like Spectre. I mean, Apotheosis is so cool. Moment of Clarity just has really interesting moments as well. I can't have everybody. I can't put everybody here. Maybe all you can be in like clown. Tower is so cool though. Okay, then I'll try and Power Apotheosis. Yeah, maybe something like that. Spectre might be a bit of bias just because I like her as a princess the most. Different ways the Apotheosis can play out are really interesting. I think my favorite is the one with like Paranoid and Broken. Moment of Clarity. Oh, that's hard to put. It's again, did not like the horror, but it fits in like the same way of like Razor, of just really interesting mechanics. The horror when you first go into there and you realize everything's been repeating, and it was sort of my first exposure to some of the voices. I love every time you get a whole bunch of voices at once. I like most bad way mess with the title card. Such a good one of those just like really good little design things. I like in Tower, which is one of the first things I got when you do the pledge. And she starts sort of like speaking through the narrator. That's good. I like the two sort of ways it can, or all the ways it can play out. When I sat on it more, the sort of slaying her and going through the Power Fury, and she has to use your hands to get you, and she's like, you made me use my hands. That's just such a chilling line when I come back to it. Really effective. Oh, and I really like Wild. Wild I want to play again. Because it should be higher for me, because it's doing the like more interesting meta stuff. I think my thing about the Wild is I wish it was longer. But I love that little beginning where she's like, I forget what she says, but like, we are a path on the woods, and the narrator's like, no! And it's great for the narrator as well, because this is where you get the narrator most upset, more upset than like any other route, I think. Yeah, Prisoner's just good. The Wild feels too short, especially in the Pristine cut. I'm glad I'm not the only one who feels that. I was wondering if I was being too hard on it or I hadn't explored it enough. It's such a cool idea, and I love the reveal that the Orb Princess is not really an orb. There's a lot of hype for it, and it was interesting, but I'm like, for an idea there, could have been utilized a little bit more. Oh, do we back? Start. I was trying to choose extended track to use, and I had trouble. A lot of I didn't want to use like some of the main tracks just because they felt too sad for this kind of stream. I wanted something that I could sit in the background. Hold on. Nothing really felt right. This felt the closest to sort of what I wanted vibe-wise. That or like the damsel's theme anyway. Everything either felt like too sad or too heavy. I think this was the best balance. Prisoner, it almost like it leads so well into the cage, I sort of like consider it one arc. And in the Beast, like I like them. I like them, but they didn't... Don't have the things that like make them the top tier is what I said. I put them... I guess the Den just has a little bit more. I like the Beast sort of has like a very different way of, I think, interacting with a princess, because there's less... I mean, with the adversary, you're figuring out how to fight in some ways, and Beast, again, you're just trying to figure out how to survive. I like those things where they're quite different from your normal way of engaging with the game. The Den, the inability to speak was rough, but I did like the instinct ending. And I really like that first ending I got when I thought the writing was very beautiful, where you help each other get out together was really lovely. And one of this one where like I like it, but everything else. Same with Prisoner. It sticks out in my head the moment where you have the option of just taking your head. But on its own, I liked her writing. I liked the options you were given to like sit next to her, and the ways you can interact with it. But just purely on its own, I don't have a lot to say. Wraith just hits the like I don't like the horror as much. Although I think I watched the version with like the Opportunist, which was pretty fun. Surprisingly light for what should be happening. I like the interior design for it. I do, even if I like don't really want to look at it, I do like her design. But again, this is really hard for me to rate. Besides like very obvious top answers and bottom answers, everything in the middle is just like a bit scrambled eggs. It's all a bit, I could probably change my answer during different days, because again I think about them not just as the princess, but like certain moments versus like the whole arc, how they interact with the other chapters either before or after them. They all sort of come together to make this entire experience. And I think, and then the order you play them is then affect things. I wonder what I'd think about the Thorn if she wasn't like my first chapter 3 princess. She might not actually be as high if I'd seen like, I don't know, Happily Ever After first. But I will be curious when we get to that, what the community thinks. What else do I have? That's the one with cut content. Okay, here's just princesses. Oh yeah, do a similar sort of thing. I can spell. I really like Happily Ever After being the last one. You saw you do. And the last one I got, no. That's why I decided to do this stream sort of sooner, is because I could not stop thinking about the richness of that chapter. And I'm glad I got it at the end as well. I don't think it would have hit hard no matter when. But I think as the post that Erlang God sent me pointed out, it's called Epilogue for a reason. I guess like princesses, no bad princess. Are we included in here? Oh, don't make me like judge them like that. Then I could probably. But yeah, let's do it more like. I mean, this is including princess and the dragon. This is the root, but the princess in there, which is funny because we're seeing C for clown. That is, yeah. The princess in here. I haven't seen the harsh version, but I really like her writing as well. I mean, this is sort of like basically. This kind of like includes the Spectre. It's the same sort of arc going from her, but her willingness to like try and accept and understand you is just really lovely. I don't know what she does in the harsh one. Does she kill you in the end? I mean, basically. Start maybe here. Really strong voice with the. I mean, it might be too words a ghost. Of course, I'm gonna like Spectre. But excellent design. Love her animations. Love the way she's written. I love her dialogue with the like. Hiya, killer. And thanks for being a pal. Really works. And you can like, we'll put these are sort of together here. And there's just some nice dialogue that comes from her and Princess and the Dragon. Adversary. I feel like Adversary is a general popular one. She's just fun. Very, very strong dialogue. It's where it's like, again, where like the Eye of the Needle just gets feels disappointing to me, because like I think the Adversary is so well characterized, and it just Eye of the Needle is just sort of extension, but doesn't really build upon it that interestingly in comparison to Fury. And Fury gets up there for like one of my favorite sort of arcs, Adversary Fury, to like Empathist and Leave ending. Gets big points for design as well. Oh, this is gonna be hard. I don't... How am I doing this? I actually don't know at this point. Princesses. Exposed heart in her dress, meeting out of her flesh is too strong. It is! She has this sort of like heels made out of like sharp bone almost. So like, you don't get a lot of red in these designs. That also makes her stand out. The like nail, the horns, the like dark eye, everything. The long hair, everything just works so exceptionally well. Yeah, I can't say like... Maybe not clown. We should have like... Oh, wait, wrong one. Like that. We need a... just for me. The grays can go at the top here, because probably some of my favorite designs as well. Clans can be, that is true. It's just a different kind of, instead of all the scary ghosts, the happy ghost and the scary ghost. If the scary stranger was around from here, they would be there too. And a needle can go in clown. Actually, you can also go here. This razor. Probably, again, it's like, I don't know if I can really put entire shifting mound. She should go in like a different tier list. She can go in a different tier list, but probably high up for design reasons. I mean, the witch is a clown, but she can still go there. I'll order this more when I get the hang of it, when I think about it more. They don't talk. Tower Apotheosis. Stranger, again, like, I feel like Stranger's cool, but I do like her as a princess. Just thinking. Yeah, I don't know if I can rate base princess. Oh, and the two wild. What do you mean the two wilds? I can't separate them. Junior-based princess also include the versions you see at the very end. You can't with a knife. Oh no! I did really like. I mean, again, they like. I can't compare them. They're too different. I mean, the witch is a clown in some respects, but it's another one where I'm like the adversary. She's just fun. The Thorn, probably not. I'm trying to. I mean, it's hard to sort of separate them from their chapters as well. But yeah, I guess I just like her personality and design as well. It's hard for me just because I like, as I said, just the entire arc from like, maybe it should be like this arc from Witch to Thorn. I like the end of the Witch, where she's just sort of confused and you to get that sort of reconciliation. It's just effective. Cage again as well. It's hard to separate her from like in both of these, it's hard to separate them from like the narrative and the chapter that they're in, as I can with some of the other princesses. It's just the ideas in it are so interesting, and sometimes it's harder to feel their character on their own as much as they are as an extension of like what the message of that specific chapter is, if that makes sense. And I feel sort of that way about the Cage. I feel like she's more of a makes sense. Okay, good. Versus like I have a pretty defined idea of like who the damsel is, versus the Cage is more like an expression of an idea. Yeah, although you do get a bit of her character. I like her sort of like done with everything. But making a little joke at the end where like you could just drop me, and then you can. Probably put Tower pretty high. Same reason with the root sort of thing. The characterization, that a lot of it which just comes from you and reuse my hands, I just find really interesting. Apotheosis is really cool though. Happily Ever After, it does have like I think a stronger characterization of the princess, somebody who's been abused and so afraid to make a mistake, but also just tired from being trapped in this cycle. She's one that I'd probably say is difficult to not like. Damsel sits in the... she's just fun. And funny. Some very, very funny lines and experiences from there. Where when you kill her and when you slay her and she's like, I'm going to die now. I think that's what you want. And when you deconstruct her, that was... Man, who comes up with that? Deconstruct her and then she just looks more and more like something out of a early how to draw manga book. Eventually even her hands are hidden behind her back. Apotheosis is just sort of a beautiful... did you want me to end the world? No? Then I didn't end the world. Exactly. Wonderful bits of writing. Apotheosis, I feel like I have a less grasp. But again, she's more of an idea. She's a god than we can feel as the character. But even at the end, where she tries to like set you free, there's something really beautiful in that. Incredible design work as well. Because again, the sort of bandages with the eyes on them, they give you like the biblically accurate vibe, you know. The two wilds, I go back to sort of the chapter aspect of... I just wanted a little bit more from that. It's harder for me. Like, I like the concept, but... I needed... It's hard to, like... I mean, again, it's the point of it. How do you separate the princess from it, actually? One of those ones that's more about an idea than the princess herself. As I said, it's hard. I'm giving Razor Clown, but he's great, and I still love. I like the Wounded Wilds design. No, they're great designs. Everything's sort of a mix here of like design and characterization and arc and chapter that they're within. Oh, I didn't put. You can go here. Put you here for now. Again, this is B. I like them. I like the Beast in the Den. A lot of people take the deconstructed damsel as shallow. Oh, really? I disagree. The player's the one to exactly. I thought it was a great moment. Commentary on the player. Again, it's one of those things where it's like a multi-layered metaphor. You're challenging the player. And the story. I guess this... I mean, I can't really separate the Razor from... What's this called? Arms Race? Same kinda... They're both just like very direct extensions of each other. Deconstructing the damsel is so sad because you're denying her the very little agency. Exactly. Yeah, everyone gets in like war tier. And then I guess we can put stranger. I mean, I get if a stranger just on her own, but it's this sort of a mix of like where she is. I like her a lot when you get the ending as well. So again, these sort of things can like change depending on my mood. I wasn't super prepped for this. If I like slept on it for a week, I'd probably shift some things around. This is sort of where I'm gonna leave it. And maybe let's see what people think. But yeah, this is the official ranking pre-Pristine cut. This will be interesting because I don't actually know who was new necessarily. Yeah, Adversary, Apotheosis, Beast, Moment of Clarity. I don't really know how things have changed. Damsel, Den, Fury, Burned Gray, Nightmare, Prisoner, Razor, Ground Gray, Thorn, Stranger, Spectre, Eye of the Needle, Wraith, Witch, Wild, Tower. Okay. Cage, Happily Ever After, and Princess in the Drop. Oh, Cage, right. I might have known that. That one, like, doesn't jump out at... Out as me as much as a new one. So what happens to the prisoner? Can you, like, only... I guess you can only take her to the Drowned Gray, then? I feel like that's a disservice to, like, the interesting aspects of her character. I can... Imagine her being lower. It was just this. I do think somebody said it at the time as well, that the Thorn is the most popular at this point, but let's see. Don't know. Fury, Den, and Apotheosis were hugely expanded. Okay, so we're looking at less interesting Fury, Den, and Apotheosis. yeah, somebody mentioned also like the fury sort of ends before you can do like your reconciliation. Just thinking, I don't know, I imagine adversary is popular no matter what. Imagine razor is popular. Imagine specter's popular. Imagine witch is popular. This has ended, couldn't vote on it anyway. Let's look at results. Thorn? Yeah, not surprised. Witch, prisoner was that popular. Really? Fury and Apotheosis basically just ended like 2-3 screens after you met them. Fury unwinds you, then gets taken. Apotheosis busts out, talks big against Sky. Oh! That's interesting. Prisoner being this high is really interesting to me, just after what I was just saying. I feel like your arc wouldn't necessarily be complete without the cage. Adversary Spectre, understandable. Razor and base princess base princess more popular than shifting mound. That makes sense to me. Damsel, nightmare, stranger. Nightmare. Oh, interesting. I'm surprised nightmare is this high. Oh wow. Moment of clarity, eye of needle. Oh, interesting. Seeing Apotheosis like this low. But I guess that makes sense when there's a lot less happening. Be it Fury this low is wow. Burned Gray, Den, Drowned Gray, sorry. Yeah, Prisoner being this high and Drowned Gray that low is interesting. 6,000 vote. Okay, let's scroll down. You can see this. Do the colors have a meaning? I don't think so. I assume that's just how the polls work. I recall a lot of people really liking the sit with her path because it's the only path where neither of you have to hurt each other to get out. Okay. Understood. And I think this is the old voices, voice ranking polls. Okay, that's post-release. Oh, 9 months ago. Then that, yeah, so this is not Pristine cut. Okay. Oh, the narrator, oh. I mean, it makes sense. I'm always mixed about narrator being included in here. Cole, I'm gonna say narrator's high, but I'm gonna guess hero's at the top. This is really curious to me. Vin is winning. I think hero is probably gonna be at the top. You can't. It's just so much more content than everybody else. The result. Narrator, I'm gonna be curious about where narrator sits. I imagine just content-wise is pretty high. Oh, okay. Yep, hero. Oh, contrarian, interesting. Smitten, understandable. Happy to see Smitten, happy to see Paranoid. I kind of expected narrator to be in top 3, just for level of content. Contrarian up high is interesting. Stubborn, opportunist, skeptic. Yeah, hunted. Oh, there's like a definite gap between broken and hunted. I can understand if broken didn't have the shining moments, as Erland God says. For the people that weren't here earlier, here's where I sort of left my voice tier list. I go back to it. Which I guess I could use this to vote. I could do the votes as well. I don't like ordering them, but I could just take what I've put down here. A lot of people felt very seen by Contrarian. I've seen a lot of people immediately get defiant toward the narrator and end up on the strangers their first reading. Oh, because they played stuff like the Stanley Parable. Yeah, so I haven't played the Stanley Parable. I kind of know what it is. Don't really know what it's like about, but I know there's a narrator and you can listen to him or not, and there's like commentary about that. But yeah, I don't know if like anything about whether you should or shouldn't. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't. Interesting. No, that's an interesting idea of like looking through it through the lens of the Stanley Parable versus me, who I tried not to, but it was hard for me not to. When I knew that Disco Elysium was more of a open inspiration, I felt good about making that comparison, just because it's interesting to me to see how these mechanics are both used. A bit too simple of a game to play at this point. Some days I just want to chill. Playing the Stanley Parable just to feel something. So I guess we can also vote on these. What do we do? We just drag them? Okay, let's compare them. So we want Princess and the Dragon, Happily Ever After. This will take a minute. I'll just, so I don't have to think about it too hard, I'll just sort of match it to what I've already done. Because I do not like this very binary voting system, but I wonder how things will change. The number on the right is how many points. Okay, that makes sense. So Fury, Nightmare, Thorn. I don't think I can imagine Nightmare being not super high for this. Okay, Fury, Nightmare, Thorn, the Cage. Oh, am I rating these princesses or chapters? That has to be I wasn't really thinking. Like the content. Yeah, okay, we're doing chapters. We're doing chapters. What cop type? I was a sorry art cop. And a moralist. Okay, so... yeah, okay, so we'll match them to this one. Let me just move my tabs around so this is easy. How did you know I would possibly be an art cop? Whatever gave you that idea? Nightmare's already down here, they know. Fury, Nightmare, Thorn. Cage, Adversary. Razor Witch Damsel, sure. Razor Witch. If I have to put the shifting mount, let's put her below Adversary, but above Razor. Spectre. I don't know where I'm putting Base Princess. You know, honestly, I put the clown tier. Let's move things around a little bit. Apotheosis. Goes up. Apotheosis, Moon of Clarity Tower. There you are at the bottom. Wild Prisoner Den. Then we'll figure out where the others go. Den, Beast. Wraith. Hive Needle and the Greys. Oh, I have to put the Stranger as well. Burn Grey for Smitten. Base Princess can go... It's so hard. Maybe here, and we can put the stranger with her. Okay. I think something like this for this very moment. That may change as I head towards more of 100% completion. Let's vote and see results. Results. Oh, Prince. Okay. Oh, I'm totally in line. Totally in line with everybody. I actually kind of thought Happily Ever After might have been above. In some respects, I think like Happily Ever After is like the stronger chapter. I just had like a personal interest in Princess and the Drawing. And the Dragon? Drawing? Oh, okay, Princess Thorn. Because I'm wondering for the people that voted these, were they like... I know it says vote on the content, but how many people are voting for like their favorite princess here? I'm surprised. I feel like a contrarian sometimes with what I like. Happily Ever After is probably the stronger story, but Princess and the Dragon makes better use of the game's medium in my opinion. I like... Yeah, I feel in line with that. I don't think most people really think of the two separately. That's just me. What I don't like... I mean, I already gave my caveat about rating things is difficult for me. That's why I don't like answering like, what's your favorite game or something, and I'm like, well, I can't compare them. Although I do think Slay the Princess, I don't like know what my top 10 games are, but I do think Slay the Princess is sliding in there somehow. Spectre. I think with like Spectre Witch, I do think like those are for the princesses more than the roots themselves slightly. Yeah, there's not a big gap. Very small difference. Razor, understand. Prisoner being so high is really interesting to me, but it's one... A Prisoner being higher than the Cage. Yeah, I mean, I kind of just put like... When I talk about top faves, it's probably like Disco Elysium. I also try and say them... When I say like my favorite games, I try and give like a variety in a way that would let people have sort of... understand my taste. Which is why I throw like Fire Emblem Three Houses out there. But like Disco Elysium, Fire Emblem Three Houses, and then I just kind of group all of Project Moon games together, because again, I like the They all succeed. They succeed in different things, so it's hard for me to even... I don't really have a favorite of the three. And they're all sort of like one continuous story, so it's hard to separate them. I might put like Limbus for story and then Ruina for gameplay. And Lobotomy Corporation for vibes. Yeah. I need to like rewatch some of Prisoner's stuff, because that one's really interesting to me. Prisoner's a lot of people's first princess. I get that with like getting Thorn as like my first chapter 3 really had that impact. Adversary Apotheosis, that is Shifting Mound, Damsel, Nightmare. I know this is more like middle of the pack, but I am surprised that the Fury is this low. Wild, Moment of Clarity, Tower, Den. Yeah, this does make sense to this makes sense to me. It's so interesting. I don't think I had like a sense, because I haven't really watched other people play it. I don't think I had a good sense of like, I mean, I was expecting these to be high. I didn't know what would be first. You can see why Witch Inspector are high, princess-wise. Prisoner is so really interesting to me. And Fury being like below Nightmare is surprising. And I say this as someone who's like super squeamish with like the horror. I think the idea is the art direction is so strong in it. Wild also just hits like interesting missed opportunity a little bit. And Eye of the Needle. Wild and Eye of the Needle are sort of my missed opportunities. And I guess so the other one is voices and narrators here. I don't want to. Hero's still gonna be at the top. I wonder. So what are we? So I guess Pristine cut. So what could change? Hero is probably still at the top. I don't know if narrator's going in any other way. I can imagine Smitten dropping. I guess the question is Broken still at the bottom? People were surprised how high I put Broken in my tier list. This will be interesting. But yeah, there's like a significant gap between Hunted and Broken. Don't worry, Broken. I'm giving you points. So where's mine? Let's move these tabs around. So yeah, Paranoid Spin, Broken. No, I'm interested in hearing people's favorite games. I'm just not looking at them at the moment. I will read the chat when I go back. I'm mostly just talking to myself. Spin, Broken, Cold, and Skeptic. Okay. Cold, Skeptic, Contrarian. Honestly, like, if I was actually doing it, it's probably like... Put Stubborn there. Hi, Katie, welcome! Yeah, so Stubborn, Contrarian... Cheated... Hunted Opportunist? Okay. And we're comparing to here, where Contrarian was really high. So again, look, I'm imagining Smitten's dropping and Broken's hopefully rising. Or at least the gap is less significant. But we'll see. So now we're here apparently. Skeptic. Voting ends 557 days. Hero. Okay, Contrarian still. Yep, hero. Oh, embroidery. That's so cool. Hero at the top by a significant margin. Not surprising. I want to compare these again. Contrarian is same. Paranoid. Oh, it looks like Smitten dropped a whole bunch. So now we have Paranoid. Understandable. Stubborn. Stubborn jumped. I can imagine after Fury. Narrator still made it top 5. Smitten. Yeah, not a huge drop, but not a huge drop, but did. I'm surprised because I think like Happily Ever After made Smitten more interesting. That's quite interesting to me. The same, I see different fast. I know. I'm both not surprised, but also like, no, this is so cool. Cheated. Cheated went up a bit. Oh, looks like Opportunist dropped. Skeptic. This I can just... Things are probably shuffled. Hunted. No! This got like almost 2,000 votes. Let's see how many we have. Okay. No! Justice for Broken. Okay, I feel less bad about not having as much to say about Hunted. Because I was like, am I missing something big here? Opportunist dropping is funny. That's interesting that like it's been an Opportunist dropped. People have a hard time separating I like this character and this character is a good person. Yeah. And I think there's something about the like when the bad things are easier to relate to in a way, because this was the like the metaphor of like abusive relationship, that kind of abusive relationship, and also the relationship not working was very visceral, and that's sort of easier to relate to than like the narrator locking gods in a game. So I can understand where... What? Hey, dog. Opie. Your fey dog just had the bath. She smells all clean. Yeah, I've noticed. Yeah, I mean, and I don't fault anybody for having like a strong reaction to a character doing a bad thing. That is absolutely a valid reason to not like a character. So yeah, I guess I'm less surprised. It's just because like this game is so interesting. The writing why I kind of wondered about people's abilities to like separate like the different routes and everything. So yeah, so I'm just thinking, if anything, character doing a bad thing makes you feel more that's interesting. Yeah, I guess for me it's like it depends on the bad thing. I think of like a popular character that did a bad thing and it made me really dislike them. How do I'm trying to think of good comparison. Oh, here's one that might be good. I really... from Borderlands, Handsome Jack. Handsome Jack, I think, is an incredible villain. Probably one of the best things to, like, come out of the franchise. I do not like him. And that's because, and aspects of his character that are abusive, I had a very strong reaction to, and I disliked in the later games the sort of like whitewashing of that a little bit. And he had more in like Borderlands 2, Tales from the Borderlands Prime. He was the most popular character. You'd like go into an art tag and it was like a wall of Handsome Jack. And I was like, for me it was like the definition of I've had enough of this dude. I don't like him, he's bad. Although I'd like, if you asked me to like rate villains, he'd be up there for like how effective he is, and he's fun. And he's funny. So like that's sort of the counterpoint versus like I've seen people have like really strong reactions to like Ishmael in Limbus and Canto 5. Ishmael, yeah, no, I've watched playthroughs of Canto 5 where people hated her and were just fed up with her. And also, even you saw it like in like forums and stuff. People just really fed up with her actions versus me, who was like cheering. I was so happy with like watching her character developed, because I've always just liked that the aspect of Project Moon where you can get to your absolute darkest and you can still come out of that, and I wanted to see how deep that could go. I wanted to see, I feel like I want to see her damage is not the right way to phrase that, but I like that like redemption is always possible. Yay, hi Jessica, thank you. Glad we have more justice for Broken. Yeah, I don't blame anybody for liking Handsome Jack. I think he is like one of the best characters in the franchise, but he also is probably the example for me of character I don't like because they did bad things. And that's okay. Like my favorite characters in Borderlands are like Angel and Timothy, so that doesn't help. Yeah, but the thing they sort of been doing with like the Cantos and Project Moon, I'll try not to veer too much in this topic, is sort of get the characters to their lowest and just demonstrate it's still possible to come out from that. And I think that's good at telling the reader to have empathy, explain why they got to this point. And it's understandable, and it's worth it to push forward, to give that person a helping hand, and if you're in this dark place, you can also come out of it. We will go back to this meme for the moment. That's one thing I just hope we continue to see. So it's, yeah, the results are really interesting. I'm gonna have to sit with that. I like hearing other people's thoughts too. I'm like both. I'm thinking I'm not I hadn't really thought about like how popular Princess and the Dragon or Happily Ever After would be. It still kind of surprised me. Although when I think about it, now that I'm at the end, I kind of understand why they're as high as they are for the general audience as well. I think Fury being as low as it is sort of versus the others is probably the biggest surprise for me. The same with like Broken. I understand why Broken's so low. Yeah, versus favorite characters. Diversity of opinion is a beautiful thing. You know how people make like shrines to the characters? I want to go on social media and see somebody have a shrine to like Hopkins. I love when people take like a small character and love them. I don't think I've seen anybody with a shrine to Hopkins. I'm trying to think of like, I don't know if there's, trying to think of a series if there's like a really minor character, but like, I don't know if things have changed with the new release of Persona 3, but like my favorite character in Persona 3 is always Fuka. Which was, yeah, Persona 3 was like Fuka, Persona 5 was Haru, who were characters that would sometimes get, would get left off when, like, merchandise would get forgotten, because Haru's not as bad, but she's not the most popular for that game. Yeah, and I don't. Yeah, good point, Nagi Tona. Haru. It's sort of the fault of the game as well, where when characters arrive so late and they just have less content, I can't blame. That's why I'm sort of comparing her to the idea of somebody really liking like a super side character. I guess I have that more in like manga a bit. Side characters that show up in a random chapter, or you see them in the background. Yay! I have a few of those in like Boku no Kiseki. Yeah, I don't know if the consensus towards Fuka changed. People pointing out how hard metaphor is it Fantasio or Tazio tries to avoid giving any of the party members the Haru achievement. Oh no. I heard in Strikers Haru got a bit more content. Oh, gotta play it one day. Oh, no worries, Jessica. I'm glad people enjoyed it. Let's do a quick review. Here is my puzzle solving. Our puzzle solving, because I couldn't figure it out either, from this very mysterious tier list. I just grabbed like the first one that appeared in like Slither Princess Voices and was completely mystified by these pictographs. So I solved it. This is a tier list. Didn't use this one because, oh yeah, I still have to figure out who the flinching is. I see it, assume it's a cut voice, but this is princesses themselves. This is chapters, roots. And then voices ended up here. Oh, it was a cut voice that was folded into the hunted, I see. Interesting. I still have to watch the live stream. I think the multiple ones. I just want to like hear that. And gotta pre-order the art book. I was so glad. I was like, I hope they make an art book because it absolutely deserves one. Sort of behind the scenes aspect is super fascinating to me because like how they conceptualize some of this stuff, I can't wrap my head around it. So I'd love to see, especially seeing like how much the stranger changed. And like the design choices for some of these princesses and the art themselves. Really excited to learn more about that. I hope there's not much of a preview for the art book, but I hope it does go into that. I'm curious about like the design choices for the Long Quiet as well, because one thing I did start to like look at fan art. And it music. Keep that going. It's working for the moment. No, the extended version ran out. After looking at fan art, I sort of appreciated even more keeping the Long Quiet in shadow for so much. I feel like there's something even stronger about the design the less you see, and I sort of prefer not even really being able to see a beak or anything. Like, just this. So cute. I'd love to hear some more choices about like when they decided who. I know red is used to like represent blood, but we have a bit of it in like the Fury's horns. Why was that chosen? Oh, it's funny seeing art of Long Quiet. Pre and post Pristine cut, you look more small and humanoid. Oh, interesting. I need to see that. Oh yeah, you also have the poppies and the thorn. And Den has these sort of like leading horns. Oh, fan art. Oh, that's even more interesting. Fan art having... Yeah, I'm trying to think of what my... I didn't have like a strong image versus... I'm trying to think. I'm trying to remember what I had. I wasn't trying... I didn't have a strong image of the Long Quiet before really the Princess and the Dragon. I know like bird person. It's what I was thinking when I was thinking about like what I'd want to do for fan art and stuff. I would definitely want to keep to the sort of Princess and the Dragon look with most stuff in shadow. I think that's just... that's how he looks to me. That's like the fact that Princess and Dragon to room the talks in Long Quiet's head happen in real time, I know. So yeah, gotta pick up that art book. He figured he was just a bird person of some sort, not a big old moth. Interesting. That's something... I wish I kind of remembered what if I had an image, even. I do think it was probably a bit more humanoid based on... I was mostly thinking about him in terms of, like, the hands. Versus anything else. My sister has been calling him a lizard. So... which I've been amused by. I haven't corrected her. that's what she got from like the hands. Which is not, I mean, it's not wrong. Well, he has the dragon. Yeah, Richard thought he was a dragon. I think people pointed out the feathers to me. I mean, I was surprised. It was one of those things I'm like, I'm glad how blind I was going into the game. Like, even, like, the only thing I tried to look at was the press kit. I was getting stuff from the press kit, and of course there's, even just seeing the hand was a surprise to me. Interesting. Well, that stuff's always... No, I like that, the way people's perceptions change between, like, releases of a game. The way they experience, what order they experience the story, that's always super fascinating to me, and I think sort of like an under-discussed part. Like, I've talked about it a bit in, like, the Fallout, what order you play the DLCs, because you get different aspects of the story, and of course this is a really... intense example of that, what order you get the princesses in. But yeah, in Fallout, it's experiencing like the character's arc in different order and how that changed my perception of them. And that's not something the developer can necessarily control, but it's always... underexplored aspect that I just think is so fascinating. Okay. Oh, I don't want to... It's the same with like finishing Slay the Princess before. I don't want to end the stream, but probably should. The thing is, I am recording with my sister. I haven't decided how I'm gonna handle that video-wise, because it will need quite a bit of editing, and I haven't decided if just because the setup's not as good, so I need to cut around some stuff and everything. There's quite a bit that needs to be edited, so I'm not sure. I don't think Slay the Princess works as well cutting it up, but that might be what's gonna happen. And then should I agree to doing like a whole run, whatever that meant to her. After I played it, well, she was interested. A few hours later, she's like, "Can we play more?" So that was a good sign. So yeah, not done with the game yet. I'd like to turn that into something. And if I do go more like a best hits thing, so it'll take a while for me to cut in my spare time. Oh yeah, Scarlet Hollow, is that voice acted? Isn't voiced. That's harder on me. But I am super compelled. Which princess did your sister get first? Good question. Spoilers? We got Tower. Which really amused me. I actually went Tower Fury. Which is... sisters indeed, I know. It isn't due to the sheer amount of specific lines there are, sheer amount of context it can happen in. We'll see. I mean, if I have to do in like shorter streams. Yeah, Tower. No, it's definitely okay. But if I get 100% and I have to do another redo tier list, we'll do that. We'll do that. All right. So, did, to be able to do this, I did rearrange Outer Wilds, so that will still be coming up sometime. I do have my controller. I wonder if I can like some more here. I don't know. I have my controller, that's all working, so that should be sometime. And then next week we have the Limbus event. I don't think I should go over 2 streams a week at the moment, even if I want to. It's just good to maybe keep myself on track with school and work stuff. But I have cool stuff in the works. Regardless, that I hope to show up sometime one day. That's always coming. That you will learn about, and I think people will understand. I'm committing time to it. But yeah, it was super fun to be able to do this. I hope it came out okay. Normally I like to prep this stuff. Scarlet Hollow. Oh yeah, like a discussion stream. That might be interesting because they're like chapters. We could do like book club. Yeah, so it's a little less prepped than like my other stuff. I do think I want to have notes on. It's a little easier for me to keep track of everything. I do feel like I went off topic with some of this stuff. But always, with a game like this, super interesting to hear other people's opinions. One last, and it was hard. Really difficult, and I'm open to stuff changing, even tomorrow. I don't think anybody's leaving Scary Tear though. Fun stream, bit tired of hearing the damsel's theme. Fair enough, fair enough. Okay. Once again, I will see everybody in a few days for the... if you want to join for the Limbus event. Thank you all so much for joining me and having such lovely discussions with me. I super appreciate it. And again, hope you have a lovely either end of the week or start of the week, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye!